everyone. Welcome to My Immigration Story. I am your host, Sujata Ramteke. This is an ongoing series where we bring to you stories of immigrants from varied backgrounds, and we hope to shed some light on the challenges and the triumphs experienced by these immigrants in America. And today we have with us Srikanth Jatling. Hello, Srikanth.
Hi, Sujata. Thank you. Thank you
How
for
are you
having
doing?
me here. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. So, Srikanth, tell us a little bit about yourself, like where are you from and what do you currently do?
So I'm from India. I'm from Hyderabad, so south part of India. So I'm born and brought up in Hyderabad, and I was in Hyderabad until 2011. I would say 30 plus years. So, and then I did my graduation there. I have graduation in bachelor's in electronics. So I started my career in Hyderabad, and I got associated with Foxborough in 2005. So that's where when I joined Invensys, the company in Foxborough that's called Foxboro Company, Schneider. Now it is Schneider Electric. So I was associated with that with Invensys in 2005, and as part of my intra-company transfer in 2011, I came to US. So that was my first entry into US. So I came on L1 visa. That's the.
So you came directly from India to US on employment.
Employment that's
visa.
An intra-company transfer.
Yeah.
So I was on L1. I came on L1. So when I came alone at that time. So my family was back in India. So I live here right now. I live with my wife and two kids. I have two boys. One is 16. And one is 13. So one is in high school, he's a junior, and the younger one is in middle school, he's a 7th grader. So that's how my life started here into US. So again, I was here for a short term in 2011 for 6 months. I was here for a project for 6 months, and I went back to India. And then again, there was an opportunity for me again to travel for a longer term. This time again, we came with my family at that time, right? So in 2012, with my family, and we thought of a short span here in US for 2 to 3 years, and circumstances changes, right? Kids grew up here. They started going to school, and they made friends here. Because of them, again, we need to change our decisions to stay back in US.
So when there are like different L1 visas as well, like some visas, I think L1
A and B.
Yeah. So what visa you were on?
So I was on L1B when I came in.
And what's the difference between the two?
So L1B is a specialized visa where you are into technical SME kind of thing. You're specialized in some area. So I was I came on L1B, and I was at a managerial cadre at that time. Based on that, I converted my L1B into L1A. So L1B is specific for 5 years. There's a time period, 5 years. You cannot stay more than 5 years. So then I changed my visa to L1A. That's a managerial cadre. That is, again, you can have visa L1A. You can stay up to 7 years. And then when I was on L1A, my company applied for a green card for me. And that was a quick process. When you're on L1A, your process happens in 6 months.
Explain a little bit about that process, like how quick it happens. Because usually, the green card process, for especially I'm on H1B, so green card process takes so much longer time. So how is it different, and why does it get expedited for L1A?
So L1A is specialized for managerial and executive position. So if you are a manager or at that level, above managerial level, so there is a specialized category called EB1. When you apply for your green card, there's a called executive EB1. So that's the top level category where your green card processing happens quickly. That's max 3 to 6 months. That's the time period you have. But when you're on H1, that goes through a lot more steps in that process. So that's the reason where it takes longer time for H1 to get a green card. Yeah.
And currently, you and all of your family, you are on green card, is it?
So, okay, to update on that, so we recently got our US citizenship.
Oh,
So
congratulations.
thank you for that. Yeah, so yeah, last December we got our citizenship, yeah, and we are in the process of doing all the OCI for Indian, right? So we need Indian visa now, right now. We got our passports now. We need to go with that process of getting our Indian visa.
Is that process challenging, or it's like smooth now that you have US passport, like green passport? Now the process is easier to get that OC visa?
OCI. So that process again, we just started the process, so I don't know how long it will take. So usually I heard it will take 5 weeks to 8 weeks. So that's the time period I'm hearing. But yeah, so it's easy again, right? So once you get this, you just need to process all your documentation. That's the challenging part, where you need to work on all your documentation.
I think paperwork, when it comes to immigration, the most difficult part is the paperwork.
That's correct. So I felt
it tests your patience.
Oh yeah, that is true. So because when I applied for our US citizenship, that was a very easy process, because we were delaying from last 3 years. We were thinking whether to apply for US citizenship or not. Then we were delaying, thinking that might be a longer process. But when I started, it was very quick, very easy process, I would say. And now I'm finding difficulty with the Indian OCA process, that they need a lot of documentation. So that's challenging part. Yeah.
So when you came in 2011, right?
2011, yeah.
So you were already aware, because you came here for short period of time, right? But coming from India, right? Were there any cultural shocks for you when you came to, like, first time United States, and also to your family as well? Because kids are like born there, and then suddenly you have to like change their schools, their friends, and for kids, people don't even look the same as they used to look back in the country. So it's difficult for kids to even navigate. So how was that all process?
So yeah, cultural shock in the sense, again, we have been hearing, we watch movies, so we know something, okay, it's going to be completely different, right? The setup is completely different here, right? So again, when we came here, again, the imperial system, the metric system, back in India, we use the metric system. So your kilometers, we can't measure it in length, right, distance in kilometers. Here you need to convert it into miles. So, and the pounds, where back in India we use kilograms. So yeah, those were some of the things. And yeah, coming to kids, where my elder son, he went to school in India, but my younger one, he was 1 year at that time, so he doesn't know anything.
He didn't have any problem.
So he didn't have any problem. So yeah, my elder one, he went to school back in India again. When he came here,
was it difficult for him to kind of adjust? Because there are a lot of things here, like people go through bullying, and you look different than other people, and like even the cultural diversity also matters, like in the school, how diverse the population of the school is.
Yeah, he found difficulty with finding friends at the beginning, right? So it took longer time for him to find friends. So that was challenging for us too. And when we came here, we were in an apartment where, okay, that's another funny thing, right? When we were searching for an apartment at the ground level, because kids, again, they jump. We have been hearing stories that, okay, kids should not run around, right, in the apartment. So that's a challenging part, and we couldn't find any apartment at ground level, right, first floor. So we always used to control our kids to, okay, don't run, right? So walk slowly. So that was the challenging part we had. Yeah.
You were like almost 30 years back 30 years in India, right? Like grew up and raised, almost like career, started your career there.
True.
I know there are a lot of things, like you are basically from Gujarat, but you lived in Hyderabad. So you kind of have, I'm assuming that you have traveled within the country, right? So being there, like, there are a lot of issues. We all know, like, every country has its own issues and problems. But there are quite a lot of social taboos in India. that you don't find it here. What did you notice? What kind of social taboos that you found like very, that this is not acceptable, but here when you come, it's like, oh, they don't have it here. So you kind of like, oh, I can breathe here, you know? So were there any such situations?
So I think, yeah, what comes to my mind is again any work related to government-related works, right? Work in India, it takes longer time. You need if you need something work to be done from the government agency, you need to go through a lot of process. It's a big hurdle, right? To lot of hurdles to go through to get some work done. Right?
They are there to reject you.
Oh yeah, they will, right? Their
Not
first
approve your
thing
work,
is,
to reject your work.
That's the first thing they'll do, right? How to reject this guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, when we came here, right? So whatever whenever we go to SSN office, that's the first thing we do when you come here, and it was a very quick and process. We go there, apply it, and you get it. No questions asked. You all have your documentation. That's it, right? So, but the same thing if you do it in India, it will take longer time. Right, so that's one thing I felt. Getting things done here is quicker and easier, and it gives relaxed your mind. Right, you don't need to roam around for that same job multiple times.
Yeah. True. When you got here, like you have already like been working in the company, but like when people immigrate to United States, a lot of people have issues with language. Like there are language barriers, but I think for people coming from India, we don't have that language barrier because our schooling system is so like British, has always been like British, that we don't have as much of an issue of a language. But weather can be a big issue because we come from a tropical country, hot country, and then coming here, especially in the eastern side. I came in Texas, and I was working in the company where I used to interact with them like on a regular basis. So like out of 8 hours, like 5 hours I used to be with American people. I used to work with the Cheerios company, and then I used to work on the US time zone. So I kind of knew everything, but still when I landed in Texas in 2015, there was a snowstorm. And I was like, okay, nobody told me this.
Yeah.
They all said that the weather is warm. That's why I chose Texas. And now the storm is here. Like, what is happening, right? So weather could be a big challenge. So when you came here, like, how was it for you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And your family?
That was very challenging actually. 2011 when I came here. So at that time there was a hurricane. That was October, November time frame. I think there was a hurricane and we lost power. I was in Foxborough at that time, so we lost power for 4 days, I believe. So it was tough to even prepare food, right? So again, we used to go to Mansfield areas to have food. So yeah, we had really tough, challenging time at that time. Without heater, we survived for 4 days. Yeah,
and in general, the weather, like, because we are so used to being in a warm and, nice weather, that coming to US in the eastern part, like I assume that people who come directly from India to here, it could be like very challenging.
That is true, definitely, yeah. And winters we cannot, what we used to do again, we cannot do anything outside. We used to be again in closed doors.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, it's tough. We are passing through the winter. It's very challenging actually.
Yeah. I cannot even think of getting my family in winters here because I know that they cannot survive.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
So Srikanth, tell us about like any other specific things, like in US mostly people talk about like freedom of speech, like you can do, a lot of people, like almost everyone I have interviewed, at the end it has come to this, like it is a country of opportunities. You have dreams, you come here with American dream. So tell us about your American dream. Did you have any American dream when you thought of, like, when you got an offer from your company, right? That, okay, you have to go there. Did you have any American dream? And do you think you have, like, accomplished it?
So, yeah, frankly speaking, I never dreamed about coming to US, right? So again, there's just an opportunity I got. Again, I thought I will go for a short term. Yeah, again, yeah, I never had an American dream, truly speaking. But again, when we came here, again with the kids' situation, everything, the circumstances completely changed, and we had to change our decisions. So yeah, it's again up for the kids. We stayed back.
And now,
Yeah.
how is like now your kids are like, they have friends here,
Oh, yeah.
you know, your wife, even you, like. So do you ever think of like going back, or you're like, no, I want to.
No, right
this
now,
is my
again,
life here
yeah,
now. This is my home now.
Yeah, this is my home. Definitely, this is our home. And definitely, I would say my kids they're not going to go back. We might go back in future, but yeah, anyhow, right, we got our citizenship, and we definitely want to travel, right, when we retire. So we definitely will be we're traveling a lot there. So yeah, and coming to US and getting opportunities, definitely US is land of opportunities. So my wife, I would take an example of my wife. My wife back in India, she was at home, right? So she never used to work. She didn't work back in India, and she had definitely challenging with the language, English language. So when she came here, right? So luckily, we through our friend circle, we had many friends at that time, right? When we came here, we have colleagues who worked in India, back in India. They were here, supported us until we settled down. So because through one of the friends' channel, she got a contact from the library, where there were volunteers who teach language, English language. So my wife started going to that language classes every weekly classes. Almost 3 to 4 years she continued going, and then she picked up very well English, and then she started as a customer care representative.
Oh wow!
That was really a complete change. At one point she was telling, okay, I cannot speak English. Now she speaks. She's a customer service representative. So now, yeah, she works at a bank right now, and she's doing really good. Yeah, that's one of the big accomplishment what we.
That's really commendable. You know, I think she also has a baking hobby, right? Tell us a little bit about that. I have heard a lot about it.
Okay.
Our viewers will definitely love to know. And you can order the cakes online.
So now, see, she started baking it's her hobby. So she started. Basically, when we came here, my son didn't like the buttercream cakes what are available. So he had issue having that thing. Then she started making at home. That's how it all started. She started making at home, and then in the friend circle she started helping in the friend circle also, making cakes. So that's how it started. And then when she started working, she worked at a bakery. It's a bigger factory, I believe. I think it's in Walpole. It's a wholesale cake maker. So she started there. She worked there for a year or so, and then she moved on to a different career.
Amazing.
Right. So then that's how she started. But she's not doing anything right now. Means she only for the friend circle she's making it. But she's thinking about getting into it officially. So she's trying it out. So she's trying to get her license, and then she'll start in a big bang. So maybe.
Wow.
So hopefully that
we are
works
looking
out.
forward for the Instagram page.
Oh yeah. Hopefully that works out. So
I know we are from India. We are big on food, like our curries and spices. Suggest us like good Indian restaurants. Even I would like to know.
That's really tough. So yeah,
are there so many?
No, that's tough because you won't find an authentic Indian restaurant here. So whichever restaurant you go locally, it's all again customized to American taste. So it's not purely Indian. Yeah, but one restaurant we recently visited, that's in Rhode Island, India restaurant. That's called India restaurant. That's the first time we have been hearing, but we never went. That's the first time.
It's in Rhode Island.
It's in Rhode Island, Providence.
So India. The name of the restaurant is India.
Yes, India restaurant. Yeah. So definitely we liked it. At whatever restaurant we tried, that was one of the best here. Yeah, locally.
I have been in New Jersey for like 3 years before I moved to Mass, and they had like really good.
Oh yeah, you will
New
find
Jersey is like India,
Right, right, true. Yeah.
So I never had any issues having like finding Indian food in New Jersey. But it's been 2.5 years I moved to Mass. I haven't found like quite that restaurant where you just want to go and you feel like, oh, this is authentic, like this is really Indian food.
Yeah, we too didn't find here. Back in New Jersey, New Jersey we found the
Oh, the
Edison
Edison
is
area,
there.
yeah. They have like lots.
True. Yeah. Yeah, you'll not miss whether you'll feel like you're in India there.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Yes, definitely. That's what I say. Like, when I moved from India to US to Texas, because I was so aware of all the things, I didn't have any cultural shock as such. But when I moved from Texas to New Jersey, I had a cultural shock. I was like, am I back in India?
yeah, okay. Yeah, that's how it is, yeah.
So it was amazing journey as well.
Yeah, here also back in Foxborough also we are seeing a lot of Indians coming in, right? So there are a lot of inflow of Indians during the pandemic. COVID, many Indians bought houses, came in here right, from.
So there is now Foxborough. In Foxborough, there is quite a good population, like Indian population.
Yeah, there is a lot of Indian population. Yeah. So one thing is we have a WhatsApp group where we started with our friend circle within. When we started, it was we were around five or six, 7 families at that time. Now right now we have around 50, at least 40, 45 families in that group.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we are seeing a lot of Indians coming in here.
Yeah. Srikanth, you have traveled a lot, coming from leaving everything behind in our home country, coming to new country, adjusting to this. Your wife had language problems, your kids had issues in the school. It's a lot to navigate, and you sitting here smiling and saying all this, it's like a victory. You have conquered all those things, and now you are here in a comfortable position where things are fallen into place. So I would like you to say something to our viewers, all the Indians who are watching right now or who would watch this show, to kind of give them a hope, like, even if the things are not fine right now, if you persevere, things are going to get better. So I would love if you can say that in Hindi, please.
Before that, I would like to tell one more thing. I mean, our kids got involved into FCA. With FCA, my elder one, he does camera work. He did camera work and editing too for the youth production. So yeah, my younger one, he continues to do that. So he reports. He does reporting. He does editing work and camera.
Do they like it?
Oh yeah, they're enjoying it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is fun stuff.
And also Foxborough school system is really good. The music program is very good in Foxborough Public School. So both my kids are into the music program. So my elder one, he's a drummer, so he's enjoying. He does both orchestra, band and jazz program. So yeah, they are enjoying the music program.
Great.
That's what I can say. Yeah, Foxborough music school system is really good.
Yeah,
we liked it. Yeah. Okay, I would say that this US is land of opportunities. So yeah, there are many opportunities. What we think there might be starting hurdles to start with, but if you keep trying, you will find definitely you will find good opportunities and success in the life. Okay.
Thank you, Srikanth, for telling your story. It's commendable because it takes a lot to come from a different country and settle yourself, your family. So thank you so much for sharing your story. I'm pretty sure viewers will get inspiration to not give up at any point and pursue and persevere. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Sujata, for having me. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for watching my immigration story. I am your host, Sujata Ramteke. You can watch this episode on local channels or on our website, fcatv.org. I'll see you next time.